Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert. On this channel, we talk Yay, and today, well, I guess we're talking about me. Um, I was part of this article. I was reached out to by Complex. They said that they were talking about fan reactions to all of the recent fallout with Yay, and did I want to take part? And I said yes. And I had like a 30-minute talk with Jessica, and it was a nice talk. Mostly what we spoke about was just my perspective on the community reaction. For those of you who don't know, I've been a Ye fan since 2008 and have followed like pretty closely since 2008, and started following like online communities in 2013 when I found our Kanye, and then 2015 we started our podcast, Watching the Throne. New season on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy out right now. The Dark Fantasy episode just dropped. Check it out. And we also made our Twitter account. So I've been running this Twitter account where we follow like 20,000 fans that are mostly like Ye fans, right? 20,000 people that are mostly Ye fans. Instagram made this YouTube account in 2018, and I've been running it for 4 years and seeing like all of these comments over 4 years. So a major like talking point was just what was fan reaction kind of like, or what was the fan community kind of like leading up to 2018? You know, what was I seeing? What about 2018? And then how about now? And kind of comparing and contrasting and giving an overview and just giving some insight to my perspective of, you know, being as big of a Ye fan as I've been for as long as I've been, and kind of the psychology that I see around current events. And it was mostly that there wasn't like a lot of like bluster. It wasn't as dramatic as like, it's over. I've been trying to be like thoughtful and like walk a line between disagreeing with things and trying to make it clear why I disagree with what Ye has been saying, and understanding that there's a core concept that should be discussed in terms of like contracts and the music industry, sports industry, just entertainment in general, because I do think historically those have been very exploitive. And that's not a Jewish thing. That's just the business. Like, it's capitalism, and that these industries are full of very non-Jewish people who both like lead companies, run companies, or decision makers at companies. Like, just because there are Jewish people that are decision makers, it doesn't mean they're the only ones who are making decisions. And it's not like there are companies that have no Jewish people in them that have completely different business practices, and you can point to and be like, see, this one's looking after its artists while the other ones aren't. No, they all do the same thing, and that's because this is a people issue, not like a Jewish people issue. And trying to like have that conversation has upset a lot of people, and me not liking that Ye hasn't been making that point has upset a lot of people. So there's a little bit of me like explaining that perspective and why I'm upset, but there's not like anything dramatic, because I've been trying to say, like, I disagree with this, but I understand. Like, look at NCAA. It was absurd. For years, the NCAA made tons of money, so much money off of student athletes, and said, you're amateurs, you can't make money. That's bad. You know, how dare you want to make money as amateurs? It would spoil the sports. You know, you're not like the pros. You're better than that. You're pure. So you don't need to make money. And in fact, if you make any money, if you take any money, you're suspended. Meanwhile, these universities are making millions, billions of dollars off of these student athletes, selling their jerseys, using their likeness, putting like the TV rights. It's insane how much money the schools made and how little of it they gave back to the kids. They're like, oh, they're getting an education. I played D3 baseball. That's it. Like D3 baseball at Case Western Reserve University. And the amounts of which even at D3, my education kind of took a back seat because of how busy we were, like traveling for games, practice. We would have to wake up, go to practice at 6 a.m. a lot of days, which 6 a.m. in Cleveland in February is awful. Like, I mean, just being in Cleveland is generally like pretty bad, but in February is even worse. And at 6 a.m. is just pretty much as bad as it gets. And having to like go and do morning practice, come back and do afternoon practice, and then was expected to do either like an evening practice. Like the morning was conditioning, the afternoon was like drills, and then the evening was like more legitimate practice or just weightlifting. Like it was insane just the amount of time I was spending at baseball related activities at a D3 school that didn't care about sports. Case Western Reserve University was bad at sports. The baseball team's good now, but it was bad at sports. And we were an education first school, and it was demanding as hell on my time. I can't imagine what it's like being at a D1 school trying to get like a major and really study. Like, yes, you get free tuition, some of them, you know, but the education you're getting is not the same. It's not a dollar to dollar value of people who aren't student athletes. And the school makes so much money. It was unfair. And that was not like because the schools were all like Jewish people or the NCAA is all Jewish. It was just lots of people from all like ethnicities, races, religions, backgrounds were like, yeah, we should do this. We should exploit these kids. And they did. And I think it's done. It's still not great, but it's at least better than it was. So I'm on board with the mission, just not the messaging. Anyway, after all of that, there was one photo that they had posted to social media. I don't check Instagram all the time. Like I'm barely on Instagram. And a few people brought it to my attention like hours later that they used some of these photos for the story on Complex's Instagram. And one said ignoring him is not holding him accountable and attributed it to me. And there were people who were legitimately mad at me and had people being like, oh, fake fan. And I mean, there's been enough of that just because I haven't agreed 100% with everything that Ye's been saying and how he's going about it, which I do want to point out, first, I didn't say that. You can see right here, ignoring him is not holding him accountable is in this paragraph of people who are on Kanye to the 2. And it's just some like anonymous user and what they said. It wasn't me. I didn't say that. Like, I'm not the person to be like, ignoring him is not holding him accountable. No. No, I'm like, well, we should be having like conversations and we'll see what some of the like fallout might be, what like other individuals choose to do, but like, yeah, not ignoring him is it holding him accountable. So I was pretty upset about that. Reached out to Complex. They took it down and apologized. There's still like damage done to the point where like I know most people watching this will be like, we had no idea. That's cool. But there's going to be some people who probably won't watch this that like, oh, I hate that guy. He turned on him. I still want to point out, because there are people who have continued to watch who are upset with me and in the comments recently are just like, fake fan. In 2018, Ye did like a big, like if you were around in 2018, you should be. If you're calling me a fake fan and you weren't around in 2018, but if you're around in 2018, then you should understand that a lot of what Ye was talking about when he put the MAGA hat on, when he was really upset about how people were reacting to him coming out as a conservative, that he was upset with monolithic thoughts. That was the thing that he was saying. I don't like monolithic thought. Monolithic thought was wrong. We should push back on monolithic thoughts. And I'm very much in agreement on that. And it was something that I was trying to explain to people and defended and still to this day defend. And the idea of monolithic thoughts is that in order to be part of a group, you have to think like the group. So if a group thinks one way, you need to agree with exactly what they think, or else you're going to be ostracized and cast out and vilified for not agreeing with the group. And that's exactly what was happening with Ye when he had the hat. Ta-Nehisi Coates, like a prominent author, wrote this whole article saying like Kanye isn't black. And I thought it was such a gross article. And it's exactly what Ye was getting at, was this idea that because he's not a Democrat, people were saying that he's not black. And how ridiculous is it to deny him his identity because he didn't go along with everything that the group did? Like, you can't take that away from him. it's his experience, it's who he is, and he can say whatever he wants about that. But saying just because he's not a Democrat or just because he put on the red hats, he's no longer part of the group is such an absurd and ridiculous thing. And I very much take that to heart. I mean, one of the things of having the audience that we have, engaging with the community, is realizing the difference of opinion that so many people have. Like Jesus is King comes out, and there are people who are diehard Ye fans and are just like, I love Ye so much, but this album's bad. He needs to get it together. Like, I love him. I love him enough to be honest and say this is bad music, while I'm like, I think it's great music. And they're like, how dare you? Same thing with Yeezus. When Yeezus came out, there were people that are like, I'm the biggest fan. I hate this album. And anybody that's like defending it, is it being a real fan? You're just blah, blah, blah. And then there's same people that might be upset that somebody doesn't agree with everything that Ye says. It's just, you get used to people not agreeing on things is the point that I'm trying to make. And trying to have respect for that. Not everybody's going to love every Ye song, every Ye album. They're not going to love every choice that he makes or doesn't make, everything that he posts or doesn't post. And I don't think you should. I think it's healthy to not agree with everything, because if there's one thing that we as Ye fans should understand more than anything, it's the belief in yourself and your opinion and standing by what you believe. Like, Ye has taught everybody that. It's the thing that he like has said in the past, that by being a fan of me, you're a fan of yourself. Like, you should believe in yourself. You should live up to like your own beliefs and expectations. So it's like, if you're trying to agree with everything Ye is saying and doing, are you really being true to yourself? And if you're not being true to yourself, are you really being like a true fan? You know, just to think on that. And if you're accusing somebody else of not being a real fan just because they disagree with something or don't like something or are trying to contextualize something or are upset about something for a little bit, like, that's just getting into the monolithic thought that Ye himself was saying is like a problem and an issue. So it's like, it shouldn't be all or nothing to be part of the group. Like, it should just be, you know, there's room to disagree, and that's fine, and respect the differences and disagreements and listen to each other and be okay with that. The all or nothing aspect of it, it's like you're with or against, is so anti to Ye's own messaging that it just kind of disappoints me sometimes. But I hope that people can have like a bit more patience, at least for me, the same way that I hope others have patience for you if there's ever a time that you don't like something or disagree with something or aren't on the same page as everybody else in the group. I hope you don't have to succumb to monolithic thoughts just because you want to be part of the group. Like, that shouldn't be a burden that you bear. And I hope it's not a burden that you place on others. So that's it. You know, until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.